But Dr. Preisinger's research got even more interesting when researchers told him that many of the anomalous sightings took place near the Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center, or AUTEC, an American naval base on the Bahamas island of Andros. Although the facility only covers 1 square mile on land, it actually comprises 1,670 square miles of the surrounding ocean. Could Dr. Preisinger have stumbled across AUTEC's secrets hidden deep in these waters?
I was surprised that AUTEC offered its research facilities to non-military organizations and even supplied special top security areas to all its customers. The same ultra-top security as for its own projects. In 1997, a group of duck hunters planned to hunt on a creek about a mile from the AUTEC base. They walked right by prohibited area signs, thinking the signs were old and outdated. Suddenly, they were surrounded by camouflage personnel and the colonel questioned them for hours, threatening to turn them over to the Bahamian police and certain imprisonment. The colonel seemed especially interested in what the hunters had to say about the power boats, but eventually he told them he would believe their duck hunting story if they would swear to keep quiet about the power boats on the creek. And then the colonel released the hunters.
Why was AUTEC conducting tests on torpedo boats on a creek when they had 1,670 square miles of ocean in their designated testing area? Wouldn't it have made more sense to test a torpedo boat and its torpedoes on the open sea? Preisinger has received numerous reports from people who claim to have witnessed strangely shaped metallic aircraft that appeared to be hovering on the surface or moving rapidly and erratically in the waters off Andros Island. Could it be that all the talk about UFOs is just a case of mistaken identity?
A Viennese businessman told me that once he was yachting off the coast of Andros, not far from AUTEC, and saw what he thought was a whale lying motionless at the surface. But with his binoculars he realized that it was really the upper part of a shiny, metallic, 150 feet long, cigar-shaped hull lying motionless on the water. As he approached within a nautical half-mile of the strange craft, it suddenly started to move with incredible speed along the surface of the water, leaving nearly no wake, and then it vanished underwater.
Has a lone German scuba diver happened onto an underwater Area 51? Could AUTEC, like its alter ego, Area 51 in Nevada, be ground zero for governmental conspiracy and the suppression of extraterrestrial information? Or is the whole UFO idea just a cover for what's really going on?
A Navy engineer came to AUTEC in 1985 to help improve the propulsion efficiency of nuclear-powered submarines. He was surprised to receive only a Level 2 security classification. And he was also surprised when he was given ideas, materials and tools that he thought were way beyond the current knowledge of engineering science. But that worked extremely well for the project.
As far as this engineer was concerned, the Navy had access to some sort of advanced technology that seemed to be far beyond the knowledge of the best engineers. The story soon took an unexpected and sinister turn.
A Level 2 mechanic became curious about all this talk. So one night he sneaked into the top secret area. The next morning, exhausted from not sleeping all night, he told of seeing an alien ship inside the area and said that the Navy was cooperating with the aliens. A few days later, the base authorities unofficially reported that the mechanic was suffering from malaria from a previous assignment at the Panama Canal and was at the hospital. Then, 2 weeks later, two curious sergeants from the maintenance department secretly entered the top secret area. They claimed they saw a very strange vessel they described as about 200 feet long and cigar-shaped with a smooth surface. 3 days later, while supervising the moving of a huge turbine of a ship, the lifting crane collapsed and killed both enlisted men. Then, when the engineer and a few others attempted to speak with a mechanic in the base hospital, they learned from official reports that the mechanic had died of malaria. The engineer himself was told that the strange craft from the top secret area was only an empty hull of a new-styled submarine. And then suddenly, and for no reason, he was transferred to another naval base.
Dr. Preisinger is not the only researcher honing in on the possibility of military involvement with so-called UFOs and interdimensional travel.
We're dealing with something which is interdimensional. We're probably dealing with something which has been around for a very long time, not just since 1947. And the UFO phenomenon is something highly complex and is composed of many, many different aspects.
Well, you have to ask the question, are they from another planet? We don't know the answer to that. A lot of people believe they're extraterrestrial. A lot of other people believe that they are from other dimensions, parallel universes, time travelers, that they're us at 2 million years in the future, maybe separated from our reality by some thin psychic membrane.
Has anyone gone through that doorway that we know about? More importantly, are there any witnesses to such an occurrence?